You might notice today that I am in a room that you haven't seen before. You might be wondering, oh, is this the home of Joe's love affair? Is Joe finally going to admit that he has a secret friendship with slight benefits with some European guy named Milos? No, I am never going to admit that because Milos has a family. Okay? And if I spill that, then his whole life is going to fall apart. I can't do that. But this is actually just another room in my house. It's a whole other bedroom in my house that nobody uses, and we don't even put anything in here. This room has some really, really bad juju to it, and it's for reasons that are going to make for a great story in another video. But the great thing about this room is that unlike my room, which has that awful custard wallpaper, or it's just painted, the walls in this room are blue. So it's a nice mellow vibe, which completely offsets what has happened in this room over the years. But again, not going there today. The video festival yesterday was awesome. It was super cool, and it, quite frankly, just blew me away. I was pretty confident in what we were bringing to the table, but I did sort of take off the table that we were going to win any awards. Like, I was like, I don't even know what awards, if any, they're going to give, so I'm just going to put that out of my mind, just try to enjoy the festival. But there's still a party that's like, okay, but like, what if we did win those awards? You know, what if we did get to show everybody, yeah, I am better than you? But I immediately come in, because as I said yesterday, I left for about the first hour to go walk my dog. I come in at like the 5th or 6th movie, and I can already tell that by just about every metric, this movie is better than ours. I mean, it's got a higher quality camera, better sound, better editing. Clearly just a lot more people working on it. And then the next film after it was like that, the next film after it was like that. Almost every movie on there, I'd say, was pretty much blowing our movie out of the water. And they also put our movie in between two dead serious dramas for some reason. Well, we had two movies. One of them I wasn't around for. It was at the very beginning. But the second one was near the end, right in between these two dramas, and we have this silly movie about zombies on their cell phones. So that was pretty fun, if for no other reason than we just kind of became trolls by the order that they put us in there. Also, I play a really jerk conservative character, and people couldn't really tell if I was joking most of the time, like what our sentiment was. So you could either call that bad writing and satire on my part, or I mean, I kind of wrote it intentionally to make people angry at this character. So I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and take it as a good thing, because that's the only way I can sleep with any sort of confidence in my artistic prowess. Yeah, man, that was an amazing festival. Some of those movies, I'm like, this is better than any Hollywood movie I've seen in quite some time with the state of the movie industry right now. This is incredible. This is what I like about movies. And in some ways, the cheap filmmaking, semi-cheap. I mean, some of these movies probably had funding like on a Kickstarter or something, and probably had budgets of tens, maybe multiple tens of thousands of dollars, even for just their 25 minutes maximum runtime. But yeah, the cheap filmmaking really had a lot of charm to it in all these things, and you could really feel the independent sensibilities. Even, I feel like, hopefully, if those people made a movie today, even with a huge budget, those little sensibilities and cracks in the perfection would still shine through, and I'm pretty confident that they would. Man, color me a fanboy of some of these production companies that were up there. Oh man. But the big thing about that, I got a little bit, as I have said before, well, not in this video, as I've just said in life, so nothing that you would have ever heard before. A term I coined that I don't want to look up, because I'm sure that somebody else has said it, and I like to feel clever. I was impressed off. I was very, very impressed, but very, very pissed off that by no metric were we better than this competitor. That's how I felt throughout all competition throughout my entire life, as soon as somebody who's obviously better than me comes along. Because they're wrong for being better than me. Yeah, very impressed off, but very inspired. I've said before that I think creative inspiration and creative frustration are practically the same thing. Like, they always come as a package deal. And I was very, very creatively inspired and frustrated yesterday. I'm like, man, we are not doing stuff that these other people are doing, but we can. And that's almost more frustrating. You have to put in work. I always like to think that I can just BS about it and think about it so much about all the great things that I could do with the resources that I have, that those things just will happen. But me and my director, Mike Gould, we've had some really big talks in the past 24 hours about just, man, we are going to take this to the next level because we just have to. We just have to. I'm going to keep being egotistical, then getting that shut down by somebody who's better than me, then being inspired to do better for the rest of my life. Hopefully.